Was the snow good this weekend?
No, awful.
It seemed like it was slushy as all get out.
Awful.
Oh, hey there, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We're heading out live as we speak. So at this point, we just generally build up an audience before we actually start in on the show. So just waiting for all those people to jump on, and we'll see who's coming in first. Oh, somebody's... What's up, Mike? Troy? Oh, yeah. I didn't wear a hat either. I think I'm just now realizing that.
I don't have an option.
I got a haircut yesterday, and it was actually a decent haircut. So I'm like,
that's usually helpful.
yeah, I'll try it. Go 24, 48 hours without wearing a hat. And then, of course, tomorrow I'll put one on.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. What's up, Jason? Oh, all right.
500 more hours.
500 more.
500 more.
All right. I'll just push play tomorrow.
Let it run.
Let it run every 24 hours.
Let it run. Yep.
Yeah, everybody could do that. They could just all go tomorrow and watch all of our videos.
Go watch all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Help us out. Get our public watch hours above 4,000 hours so we get sponsored.
Help us help you.
Partnered with YouTube.
Help us help you.
Or you can head over to our Patreon website.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yep.
That would help us a lot. We
Yeah.
got some expenses coming up that
Yes.
we're going to have to dip into that.
Things are not free.
Oh, I wish they were, though. God, it would be so much better if they were. So, yeah. Who else is on here? Have we got anybody? If you have questions. All right, so tonight's topic is going to be winterizing your Jeep, or what to worry about with winter. I didn't come up with a catchy phrase for it yet. So if you've got ideas for that, send them in, or questions, throw them in the comments. What's up, Tori? Happy anniversary. I don't know why. So everything's on the OS is updated, and it's trying to connect my phone as a wireless camera.
Oh,
which is a great new feature.
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's going to help
not
out
useful right now.
It's going to help out when we add multicam stuff in, but not useful in the slightest right now. Yeah, Tori went to Appalachian Brewing Company in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, and they do a really decent brew. I like their stuff. It's pretty good. They've got some. You're hearing that, right?
Yeah.
Is that me?
No, it's this.
Oh. But I'm not making any noise. It's muted. Everything's muted.
I hear it.
Me
Goes
too.
ding ding.
I know.
Ding a ling.
I hear boing.
Ding a ling ling.
Yeah. I'm going to have to turn it off, I think, if it doesn't stop. It's... I don't even know where I was. I don't
remember.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, the Appalachian Brewing Company. They do a good job, and they've got a really decent food there as well. So it's a good time to hang out. I go there when we do like an overnight hockey tournament for the kid.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're building up. We're going to give it a couple more minutes before we get this show on the road. I all right. One way to solve that, I'll just turn the damn thing off.
Mm-hmm.
I almost threw like a long list of swear words into that, and I know we talked about that a little bit.
Yes, we did.
And notice I pulled it.
Yeah,
I
we
tried.
have to have self-control.
we no, we don't. I don't like self-control. Yeah, Mike, you heard that one. Yep. So I just literally just turned my phone off. I'll turn it back on after the show is done. But let's see. Tonight's we're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna go through some of our partners, and we have great partners. And we have we're gonna start out with exclusive Rockslide Engineering discount Jeep Life Pod for 15% off of their amazing products over at rockslideengineering.com. Use that code. And I know that when Tanner was on as a guest at the end of last year, he activated that for us. So use it. You will get a great discount, and I think the podcast will get some recognition out of that.
I think
So
I think so.
we love it.
Huddy's Beard Balm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got
some.
I got some.
Yeah.
And I literally went on, ordered it, used our discount code for it.
So what is that discount code?
It is Jeep Life Pod, and you get 10% off of everything at Huddy's Beard Balm. Put that in there, and you'll save some. It's good stuff. I have a tub for you.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know where it is. I've lost it between the time that I had it at work the other day and now.
Oh my gosh! Why does that not surprise
me?
me?
My life,
it's getting a little wild over here.
You're getting. Look how long that is.
That is some length.
I was going to trim mine up a little bit. I got a haircut. I was going to trim it up a little bit, and I'm like, no, because Billy's catching up with me. I got to keep growing.
I think I'm gonna coming soon. Billy Goat Racing.
Billy. Oh, I like that.
Billy Goat Off-Road Racing.
I love it. We'll turn you into a meme yet. Our friends over at Armalite, our really good friends over at Armalite, they've given us an exclusive discount.
Hey, that TJ flooring system's coming out soon.
Yeah. Pre-order.
Shelves.
Pre-order's done.
Yeah, pre-order's done. I think they're cutting and shipping soon.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Would be.
Jeep Life Podcast 10 gets you 10% off of a complete system at goarmorlight.com. Our friends at Pipes and Cold Case, they've offered free shipping,
which is a hefty amount of.
It is
dollar bills.
It's better than a 10% discount actually.
It is.
So
yes, it is.
Definitely Jeep Life is their code for both.
Super affordable, super reliable company, and great sounding exhausts.
Yes. As a matter of fact, somebody started up a Jeep while I was getting gas earlier, and I was like, "That's a Pipes exhaust." I look over on the back, and there's a Pipes sticker on the back.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's recognizable.
Yeah. So it was a good sounding. So hopefully they used our discount code to get that.
I hope so.
Off-camera lighting, 20% discount. Jeep Life Pod on there.
Yeah. Great pen lights, small flashlights, and hazard lights for all your recovery needs.
Yes. So if you're on the side of the road, nobody's going to hit you.
So I'm going to pause you for 1 second. I'm
Do
just
it.
noticing that our computers are going to start blending into the table.
I know, because of all the stickers.
I think we have a problem.
I noticed that as well. Yeah. Well, I mean, we both had the same idea of stickering up our
stickers.
computers, and then we just put stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't put them on the outside of my vehicle.
Oh,
that
I
much.
do.
I know.
I do. Yep. Breakabilly fashion. Each one adds 5 horsepower.
At least.
First purse.
Well, I mean, I think you got to offset the weight of those stickers. 'Cause once you get like 4 layers deep of stickers, it's weighing
It's
down.
hefty, yeah.
It does. What's up, Ron? I haven't seen you in a while. He had white knuckles
He
out.
just came out from under a rock, let me tell you. He
Yeah.
started messaging me again. He's like, "You forgot about me." And I'm like, "No, I didn't, dude. I
No,
just
he
been
forgot about
busy.
us. Yeah.
Just been busy."
Yeah. So. Oh, and Mike, thanks. Yeah, the stickers do look good, and I like it. I like the chaos that it brings. How about it? Are we pretty close to being able to rock this show?
I think so.
Let's everybody go out there and share. I'm gonna try not to say too much.
Unless you gotta
As I just said,
take out of the
that's right.
Cast.
Less editing that I
Yeah.
have to do.
exactly.
I'm gunning someday for just all I do is I cut the beginning off and I
That is
cut the end
never going to happen.
and just put it in. No, it doesn't. I have at least 20 edits per show.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Exactly. You're welcome. Thank you for everything you do. And your Jeep.
Why me?
We're gonna get all the ums out.
Yeah, let's get them all out. Throw them away. I am hitting the button. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We're that podcast where we celebrate that Jeep life and everything that comes along with it. I'm joined in the studio by the bestest buddy a dude can have. Breakabilly, what's happening?
What's going on, Jeep and Terry?
Oh, man.
Hold on. Trail time, Terry.
No. And I tried it. It didn't stick. It didn't work.
It flows better, man.
No, Jeep and Terry.
Okay.
Trail time Terry. That's a lot to say. And then when I try to abbreviate down to T3, that's already taken.
No, it's like Tim the Tool Man.
Tim the Tool Man. I like it. But it's good to be here in the studio, and we're working on making the studio a little more friendly to our viewers.
Yeah.
I think we're going to add some lighting and maybe some other things. So,
no, not that kind of lighting.
it's a party, right? It's a party. I would love to have a party here. There'll be.
No, this is my basement.
I'll rent it from you.
Okay. Charging a premium here.
Yeah, I got $20. Make you holla. Oh, I love it. It's so good to be here, and I know that we've got craziness coming up over the next few months. I am
starting Thursday.
Starting tomorrow.
True.
I'm driving to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm getting
in your Jeep.
Right, in in my Jeep. Well, one of the things that kind of we're going to talk about a little bit later is getting your Jeep ready for winter.
Yep.
Partly because we haven't really had a winter this year yet. We've had cold weather, but I don't necessarily know that that's the same as winter. but we might actually get some. It was a wintry mix when I pulled into the studio.
Yeah.
So I think
Some freezing rain.
now is a good time to talk about
I think that's a great idea.
what to do with that. But that's coming up later in the episode, and we'll get down to brass tacks on that.
Yeah.
I know you're getting ready.
Getting ready is an understatement. I am trying to repair and Band-Aid the abuse that I put my rig through this year.
Yeah.
I'm singing sweet lullabies to it in the garage with the grinder
Yeah.
and some headphones.
Nice. I mean, the buggy is getting
It's
some
getting
massive
some
love, right?
cleaning and some love, some rust repair, some
what's the visibly, will anybody be able to tell? I mean,
Oh, I think you can definitely tell that it's been cleaned up, it's been touched up. The wheels have been really gone over. The axles, I kind of touched up everything to get rid of the rust was starting to not set in, but the surface rust. It turns that, ugly orange.
Yeah.
So I cleaned everything up, went over it with a wire wheel, made sure that there was nothing, really damaged.
Nothing deep. Right.
Deep. And then there was a few brackets that were still, small weld marks, and so cleaned all that stuff up and just went over it really well.
Yeah.
For everybody out there, Reaper is going to be in the Philadelphia Auto Show in the Custom Alley, which is going to be downstairs where they used to have the Dub Show. It's called Custom Alley at the Philly Auto Show, and that is all of the local, more outrageous rigs, to put it that way.
Yeah.
Cars, trucks, vendors, all kinds of different people.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it down for the weekend, and
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to make it there Wednesday and then Sunday as well.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, I have to pick it up on Sunday.
Oh, right. Right.
So
there is
there's-
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make it down the weekend, just enjoy the show, and then I think I'm covering it for work
Okay.
during
One
the week.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one day. I'm not sure which. But that's cool. That's really cool.
So Reaper's going to be there, and also Overkill, which is
Oh, yeah.
Eric Emmerman's
Friend of the-
massive JK on 40s, tons, and
Yeah, friend of the pod.
giant coilovers.
It's so humbling pulling in next to him.
Makes everybody feel small.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, you've been cleaning up, getting Reaper ready. Have we done anything else with? Yeah,
No.
I haven't either.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing to catch up on. I know that I'm going to go out.
I get to do cool things at work, but
Yeah.
that's for a mystery, and I told you I'd have to,
Well, you can tell me. Then you have to kill me.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. I'm going to try to get out and do a little wheeling the first weekend in February, and the weekend before that, I might have a kid weekend. So she and I'll go
That would be cool.
out wheeling.
Yeah.
We haven't done that together in a while, so maybe we will. Who knows? Yeah. But otherwise, I haven't really done anything. It's been kind of quiet. When it's cold, it's hard to get out and do stuff, and I don't have a garage.
I've been skiing, so
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't call that
Well,
skiing.
it's almost water skiing.
It might be water skiing at this point. It is awful out there.
Yeah, it is. But with that, I'm getting really excited about all the things that's coming up.
I know.
I said I'm ready for spring. I'm ready to get rolling, but there's still stuff to do right now.
Yeah.
And we missed something this weekend with our club.
I know,
And
which I was a little upset about, but I was also
Yeah.
very tired, and I was working on the buggy.
Yeah, and I
as
was off
always.
with the kid doing a field hockey tournament, so
Yeah.
I didn't get to go. But they went snow tubing. Right?
Yeah.
That was
So
cool.
everybody drove their Jeeps on a nice little ride up to Blue Mountain
Yep.
with our club, and they were able to go snow tubing,
I'm
which
so
is an
jealous.
awesome event.
Yeah.
Something different and something fun for all ages.
Yes, I like it. All right, speaking of Emmets.
So, January 28th to February 5th is the Philadelphia Auto Show. I'm going to be there occasionally, so make sure you stop by and you can check out the Jeep booth at the Philadelphia Auto Show and check out all their newly charged vehicles
Right, because they're dipping their foot
in
right
that
in
electric market.
yeah, right on in.
And then February 11th is the Polar Bear Covered Bridge Ride with the Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania. March 3rd to the 5th is the 60th annual Terra del Sol Desert Safari.
Tierra del Sol Desert Safari.
Okay, you do it a lot better.
Got to
than I
have
do.
that flair.
No, I don't have flair.
Oh,
I'm tired.
Flair for margaritas. But it's the 4-Wheel Drive Club of San Diego.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Are you going?
I am not. No. That'll be fun.
I want to go to this next one, which is April 1st to the 9th, Easter Jeep Safari, hosted by Red Rocks 4-Wheelers.
I am going.
I know. Keep rubbing it in.
All right, I will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always the big event where
Heck
Jeep
yeah.
usually releases new stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
there's all kinds of great rides sponsored by different groups and different companies out there. So
Yep.
it's a lot of fun.
And then April 8th is Dirt Road Coalition Easter Hot Springs Off-Road Park Takeover in Arkansas.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it to that one.
We are
either.
not, but that's... and then this is actually some breaking news. April 22nd
Yeah.
is the Spring Trail Ride for Jeep Enthusiasts Club. of
Yeah,
Eastern
that day got
Pennsylvania.
changed.
It did. That's why I'm
Oh.
saying it's breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Break it, Billy's breaking news. All right, we're getting carried away here.
Yep. No, I have to edit that out. And put,
No,
actually put
leave
in
that.
news.
Okay, maybe. May 6th is the Easter Jeeps. Wow, no, it is not the Easter Jeep.
No.
Edit this out, too.
Yeah.
May 6th is Evolution Jeep Alliance Recovery for a Cause, which I will be leading the Black Red group again. And I think the podcast is going to be making an appearance as a vendor / people just hanging out. Come say
Yes.
hi. We're going to be out
Yes.
wheeling. We're going to be out hanging out. Camping, probably.
Probably. It'll be warm enough by then.
It should be, hopefully.
Hopefully.
May 20th is Go Topless, which is a national event put on by Barricade
Yes.
Off-Road. And that is where you get to take off your tops and drive around in your Jeep. And no, please keep your shirts on.
I'm taking mine off.
Okay.
I'm taking mine off and
Sounds
putting
great.
a camera right at
Great idea.
I'll be streaming that
But
out.
we're going to be hanging out with the Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania and riding up to Mountain View Winery, Brewery, Distillery, anything under the sun you need, they got.
Now, is this the 4th year that we've done it up there?
I think 4th, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
awesome.
crazy.
And then the big event of the year is July 14th to the 16th, New Jersey Jeep Invasion for the 10th annual New Jersey Jeep Invasion in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Sweet. I normally wouldn't go this far out, but I've
They
talked
have
with Jamie
500
and
tickets left.
yeah,
That's it.
and we want to get the word out to get that sold out.
You better go get your tickets ASAP, Rocky.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Yep.
Letting our listeners know. So normally I would wait and
Yeah.
put that in, but
Let's get them
get
to
them,
that
get them.
sold out.
Yeah, and get yours before it does get sold out. I hate to miss the opportunity to be there with you, with your Jeep on the beach. Which brings us to our main topic, and we talked about this earlier, winterizing your Jeep. I am getting on the road tomorrow morning, and it should be a little bit
Yeah.
wintry,
Mm-hmm.
to say the least. And so we kind of wanted to talk about that, and we were going to do this in 2 segments. We're going to do, one is how do you just make, let's say I'm a brand new Jeeper or
Mhm.
somebody that just moved into the Northeast or somewhere where there's an actual winter. How do I make my Jeep a little more winterized? And then the second caveat is, what do you do after you go out and experience the snow, whether it's snow wheeling or, you've gone out and
Playing in the snow.
playing in the snow.
Which we like to do.
we-
Occasionally we meet up out on random roads somewhere as I'm doing donuts in the middle of an
Well,
intersection.
it's not the first time.
So to start this off, I think I want to general maintenance is huge when you have changing seasons. So when I talk about general maintenance, oil change,
Yep.
checking your tire pressure, making sure all of your joints, aka not your knees and your hips and those kind of joints, which you need
Right.
to check those occasionally too.
Yes, especially in the winter.
But your U joints, your ball joints, your any of the bearings, so making sure your drive shaft slip joint is in good working condition. Sometimes you want to maybe jack up the frame to make sure to stretch that drive shaft a little bit to make sure that it's sliding in and out properly. Also check all of your bushings. Make sure that they are not loose in any sense. Make sure there's no loose bolts. Kind of just go over the frame. It's always a great idea to do that, changing of seasons. Pull the Jeep in the garage if you have one. If not, there's also always a certified technician that can look at your Jeep.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing to go over, just general maintenance. Check your transmission fluid or your gear fluid if you have a manual transmission. Also, make sure your antifreeze is topped off, your power steering fluid's topped off. Make sure your power steering fluid doesn't need to be changed from going from over summer to winter.
Yep.
There is the possibility of overheating your power steering fluid during the summer. Jeep Wranglers don't normally have a power steering cooler on them, so that's a good thing to check. Also, I would say any other fluid, on the new 4XEs, there's like 3 different reservoirs for coolant.
Right.
Make sure to check them all.
Check them all.
Make sure everything's topped off in proper order.
Well, I can tell you that my windshield wiper fluid
Yeah.
was not to negative or rated to 0 or below.
That's another thing.
And it was rated at 20 some degrees,
Right.
and we had a spell that was below that for
Yeah.
a few days, and it actually froze, which made the molecules expand, and it pushed out over the top and leaked down.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting slushy
That
looking
happens.
thing
Also,
on the ground.
Yeah, so that's another thing to look at is make sure that the windshield washer fluid that you have in your Jeep is rated to the correct temperature that it's going to be. So they have -20, -30. Just head over to Walmart. They have it also any of your local auto parts stores. Sometimes that can actually cause damage to a system too. So if you know it's really cold out, you want to make sure you warm up the vehicle first before you use your windshield washer fluid, because you have a lesser chance of being frozen lines and burning.
You can burn out
motor.
pumps. Yep.
Burn out pumps.
With that wiper blades,
Yeah.
now's the time to check and make sure they're not dry rotted or coming apart, because you need them to maybe help scrape off that last layer of ice in the morning
Or just moisture in general.
Yeah.
There is a lot more moisture in the winter.
Yep.
And also there's usually a lot more salt and debris on the road, so you want to make sure you have a clean windshield.
Yes, you definitely want to do that.
As I said, tire pressure. Make sure to check all your tires, because with colder weather, you got to change out your air from your summer air to your winter air.
Yeah.
No, but actually, guys, your tires do. Pressure is one of the functions of pressure is temperature.
Yep.
So it is a function of volume and temperature, and
So as that temperature decreases, the pressure inside the tires is going to decrease
correct,
as well.
because your molecules get closer together.
Yep.
They condense. So if you have colder air, it takes less volume, so you need to increase the pressure by adding more volumetric air to the tire.
Yeah. And I think it's just as important that Michael points out your spare tire. Remember to check that as well, because a
Absolutely.
lot of us it's on the back and we assume it's there and doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to, if you have to take it off, it needs to be in equal condition as
Yep.
the tires you have on there, and be at the proper.
Sometimes it's always better to even let that tire sit at a higher pressure. So fill it up to, say, if it's a 35, PSI, the Jeep sits at, even 28. Fill it up to 35 or 40.
Yep.
Let it sit back there, and then when you go to put it on, you can decrease that pressure versus.
You can always decrease.
Right.
You know.
Make sure that if you have more air in it and you get even a hair leak over time,
Yep.
you still have a better chance of having more air in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little tip.
Good tip. Just a tip. Battery. This is a big one.
It is a big one. So usually you can get your batteries tested at AutoZone and other places to see the life of the battery. But when it's cold out, usually there's a lot more strain on that battery. So it kind of tells you whether the life of that battery is over or not. Usually a telltale sign.
Yeah, I think mine's starting to diminish.
that
It's been a hot
happens.
minute.
Yeah.
So definitely want to start looking for that. But your battery, you don't want to go out in the morning and it not start.
It's awful.
Plan ahead of time.
Yep.
If it's going to be cold weather, check your battery before then.
Also, another thing is always good to have in your car is a little small jump pack. So that's just good to have in general.
Yes, that's a really good idea for sure. Heat.
That's important.
It is important for sure.
So one of the things that delivers heat to your vehicle is the heater core. So that is a set of fins and blades that have tubing that run through the center of them, and it allows heat transfer from the motor and your antifreeze running through it to transfer the air that's going to be blown past it by your HVAC system.
Yep.
So your heater core can actually get clogged or gummed up over time. So make sure there are ways to clean it or to make sure that it is clean. There's ways to replace them, and also to make sure that the internals of the heater core are flowing properly as well. So you can actually take off tubing inside the motor, flush out your heater core, and put it all back together.
Now, I know that on some Jeep vehicles, the heater core is practically impossible to get to.
Yes, but there is usually tubing to get to.
Okay. That was going to be my question.
Mhm.
How easily accessible is some of that?
Usually the tubes run. So if you're going to flush your heater core,
Yep.
you can do it from any type of tubing that runs usually the front of the motor, and that tubing is fairly accessible.
Yeah.
If you're mechanically inclined.
Right. And so being able to flush that out is a good idea so that it doesn't become clogged.
Yeah.
Because then you do have to change out the
Usually
heater
much
core.
older vehicles that run older antifreezes, this happens to. Or
Yeah.
if you put that gunk in your radiator to try to seal up a leak one time, that's another thing that can lead to clogging radiators. Brand new Jeeps, you don't usually have to worry about it. Newer antifreezes don't usually gum up as much.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had that fear going on in my head.
No.
Because I had to do that with.
Super, super old Jeeps.
All right.
If you put water in it, in
Oh,
your
yeah, yeah.
system,
Yeah.
that can cause rust. It can cause sediment to gum up. And no.
Yeah.
You don't run water. You don't do any of that.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I would. That was not fun, and I would not wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
Are there any more components in the vehicle that you probably should check? So, I mean, we're going to start getting into emergency supplies that you probably should have in the vehicle.
I would just say make sure your defrosters all work, make sure all your vents are open and clean to, nothing's blocked by stickers, this, that, and the other thing, HVAC vents to make sure that you get proper airflow onto windows for defrosting and stuff like that. And just make sure also all your lights are working properly. That's a key thing that if, say, you do get caught in a snowstorm, you want to make sure your lights are on. And
You want to make sure you're visible
yes,
to other people as well.
absolutely.
Being able to see and be seen.
Yeah. Also, that just kind of goes in hand with the checking your vehicle over at the change of seasons.
Yeah. Well, when we start looking at, we've got all of our vehicle up, we're good to go, we're going to be out and about.
Yeah.
There's some good supplies that you probably should have in your vehicle.
So I try to, and during the winter, I have two different kind of go bags that go into my Jeep. One for the summer, one for the winter. The winter one is a lot more extensive. So some of the things that I carry in there is obviously the essentials. I always carry a recovery kit in general. That includes the general vehicle recovery. So it has tow strap, kinetic strap, soft shackles, D-rings, snatch block, gloves, winch line extension, a winch dent line dampener. So I always carry that in the Jeep.
Right.
It's always there. Additionally, I usually have my fridge in the back, but if you don't have a fridge, there's always a good idea to carry some stuff. So get a tote together of some basic supplies. So, some water, some snacks, general things that don't go bad. So non-perishable snacks. Say if you do get caught in a snowstorm or something, that you have some water, some survival stuff to hang out for maybe an hour, maybe a day. Who knows?
You just don't know.
You never know what can happen. So I usually, good idea, carry like a 6-pack of water, some non-perishable food that you can sustain on for a little bit, some calories. Also, the other essentials, and blanket.
Yeah.
Key. Extra sweatshirt, always good idea. Extra clothing. Say if you do get wet, you want to have, maybe a change of clothes, maybe an extra pair of socks, undergarments in general.
The easiest way to hypothermia is through wet clothes.
Exactly.
Right?
So it's easy to get changed. It's easy to get warm. So there are some of the key things. Also, I would say hand warmers. Say a couple packs of hand warmers, some foot warmers. They make body warmers, so they're a little bit bigger packs of those thermal, air-activated charcoal pack.
Yep.
So
with that, gloves.
Yes.
You want to be able to put those in gloves.
Gloves, hats, maybe an outer shell jacket or a rain poncho. They're always good things to have in that tote. And I'm saying a small, reasonable thing that can fit in the back of your vehicle that you can carry out on.
Yeah, well, something that won't take up, a back seat or anything, but you can throw in the back and you can move. I like the idea of a go bag type scenario where, at the beginning of the winter, you just put that tote in. When everything's done, you take it out and you go through it, make sure everything's good with it.
Yeah.
What about jumper cables?
So I always have jumper cables. That's just kind of my general recovery kit. And also, as I said earlier, I always have a jump box.
Right.
So, sorry, Mr. Prepared over here.
I only take my jump box when I'm going to the drive-in theater.
That is true. No, I have a small jump box that I have one in the truck. I have one in my Jeep. So
yeah,
I always am fairly prepared. But jumper cables are a great thing. You always usually have a friend with you when you're out in weird, dumb places.
Yes.
So, but I usually carry a set in the truck.
That's a good idea.
Space. Also, another good thing, flashlights.
Oh, yeah.
So, battery operated or crank operated is always great as well. You don't have to worry about that battery running out on you.
Yeah, true.
So, if it's battery operated, maybe keep an extra set of batteries in there. Also, another thing that could be very useful in your winter go bag is a portable charger for your phone. So, a cable, a portable charger. Keep that charged. Usually they hold the charge for however long you need. They usually don't die on themselves.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good about not discharging without actually charging something. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
You definitely want to be able to communicate with the outside world if something goes wrong, right?
Also, some of the other things that you may have in your Jeep that are super helpful is a CB radio, good to help communicate with trucks out on the road or other communications. GMRS, they always have the channel that is for emergency help. Also, if you're super fancy, satellite phone.
Yeah,
if you're going that far into the woods.
If you got Mr. Bucks over here,
heck yeah, why not?
No, I like that.
But other recovery equipment, I'm kind of jumping around. Traction boards, a quick small shovel to help dig out. Also, yeah, I kind of don't know.
Yeah, I know. When I go out, as soon as it snows and goes out, I like to go out and help people. I like to, throw my daughter in the Jeep and going out and helping people. And so a lot of, the items I put on the list are things that I take out with me for that.
Yeah.
With the traction boards, with my recovery gear, straps, etc. But I also carry extra water because I don't know how long somebody's been on the side of the road.
Yeah.
If I'm coming up on them, maybe they want a
bottle of
water or something. Yeah. So I want to look out for other people as well when I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I've yet, knock on wood, not been able to get my vehicle going where it needs to be. But there are other people out there that aren't so fortunate, or a flash snow comes on and 4 inches, and some of those sedans they're done.
Yeah, paralyzed.
Right? Because all it takes is the frame. Once the snow gets as deep as a frame, they're done.
Yep.
And some of them 4 to 6 inches of more than the clearance they have.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to be able to either get them out or get them where they need to be.
Yeah.
So they can come back and get their vehicle later.
Absolutely.
Dave keeps a portable solar panel that he can use for charging his phone. That's brilliant.
That's a pretty good one. That's a good idea.
That's a good one. Andrew has a can of de-ice spray inside his house so that he can go out and de-ice
they're always
before
good
he
to
goes.
have. So even just an ice scraper in general, snow brush, something to clean off your vehicle because that's important too, and also illegal to drive around with large amounts of snow on top of your
clean
vehicle.
off your vehicle, folks.
Yeah. Clean your windows, de-ice, make sure, take the minute, be safe.
Yeah, get the stuff's off the top.
And others.
Yeah, I've got a long broom, snow broom kind of thing because my Jeep's taller than me.
Yeah.
So that I can get all of the snow and stuff off the top so it's not breaking apart and flying off and hitting the person behind us. But with that, please be careful with your soft tops. The plastic or vinyl windows
can get scratched.
Are very brittle when it's cold. So don't be rough on those. Don't use the hard end of a broom.
Right.
Be gentle with that as you're scraping that off. I would hate for it to go through and crack your window. That would be the worst.
Not good.
Not good. All right. So we've got all this stuff in it. We're out there. We've gone out.
Right.
In the snow, whether it's
had a blast,
snow wheeling or coming back after rescuing people.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that we need to be looking out for?
You have to remember, snow is a solid. It's kind of solid water. But when it becomes a liquid again, it can sit in weird places.
Yes.
So snow can get piled up in cracks, crannies, this, that, and the other thing. It freezes, expands joints, this, that, and the other thing. And it also can sit in random places inside your frame, inside your tub, body, this, that, and the other thing. So make sure you completely dry out the vehicle if you have gone out snow wheeling. It helps to obviously clean it out very well. Make sure there's no debris or anything that's been picked up by the snow and put into your frame.
Right.
That includes also snow can hold salt being out on the road. So if snow's getting into your frame, it's holding that salt and putting it in. And salt is a super corrosive element that can be put into your frame and cause lots of rust and damage.
Yeah, especially if it just sits in there.
Yeah. So clean it out, rinse out everything. That's always a good idea. Another big thing is, make sure you clean off all the salt from underneath your vehicle in general. Make sure your lights are all your electrical connections. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they can corrode the wiring as well,
Yep.
right? I mean, we literally saw that with mine
Absolutely.
last week. Troy suggests to have a gas can in your
Yeah.
vehicle
That's always a good one.
with gas in it. Would be primarily, and that's
Oh.
as a
Well, I prefer to keep the gas on the outside of the vehicle if there's gas in it.
yes, but it's that. Thanks, Troy, for that. That
That
was
is a good one.
and that was a personal dig at me too.
Oh, because
so.
you've forgotten gas and needed to go get some recently?
Well, no, this wasn't necessarily recently, but
A long time ago.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He won't let me forget,
Well, that's okay.
and as
That's
he
what
shouldn't.
good
He
friends are
shouldn't.
for.
All right, what else? We've taken care of the frame and crevices and like electronics. Best thing to do is as soon as you get
Off the trail.
off the trail.
Yep. Check all your tire pressures. Make sure they're correct.
Yep.
That's always a big one. Also, make sure there's no snow caked into your wheels, because that can actually throw your balance of your wheels off. And when you're
Yes.
driving down the highway,
Yeah.
that throws. You can throw a wheel out pretty good, and then causing other damage to bearings, this, that, and the other thing if something's out of balance.
Yeah, if it continues
Yeah.
for any length of time, and I've experienced that. It's
Mhm.
weird feeling.
It is.
with the snow caked on one side,
Yep.
not in my Jeep, but in another vehicle. I didn't even think about it, and then I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. And then I go and
Yeah.
knock it out, and everything's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that can definitely do some damage.
Yes.
All right. Lights. We talked about lights earlier.
Yes. So when you're out in your Jeep and you're driving around in the snow, sometimes LEDs aren't the warmest.
No.
So snow can build up.
Well, halogens aren't super hot either,
but
they
have
take care of
enough.
themselves
They
as
do.
a general rule. But
Yes.
LEDs, not so much.
There is not much heat generation. It's usually on the back side, and that the front is the cool side of the
Right.
light. So, fun fact, there's a couple companies out there, aka Quadratech, that makes a heated headlight, which
Yeah.
is awesome. It has a heating element in the front lens to make sure that there's no snow, ice buildup when you're driving. And I've personally had that happen to me on the way home from a couple different events, skiing up
Yeah.
north. You
You're
have to
like,
get out.
why is it so dim?
Yeah, I
What-
can't see what's going on.
Yeah.
And you actually have to get out, scrape off your lenses, and keep on driving. And an hour later, get out.
Do the same thing.
Yeah, it adds another 45 minutes to your drive.
So having a heating element
In your lens.
that kicks in close to free. It has a little temperature sensor, and it kicks in at a certain temperature, and just heats up the lens portion of
Yep.
it, and so hopefully nothing sticks.
Yeah, it just helps.
Yeah, I have those installed on my Jeep, and I've yet to need them.
Wow.
So I'm hoping
you may.
I'm hoping to kind of experience it and see what it does. So I've always had to scrape it off, but now I'm hoping that those will take care of
Mm-hmm.
those needs. Well, I guess that
Kind of wraps up winter
yeah.
Jeeping.
Well, all right. So if you're going out, I know for a fact that changing the tire pressure in your tires based on the conditions,
Will give you better traction.
yeah. So lowering them under certain conditions.
Correct. If you're on
Will
like
give
a
you better
snowpack,
traction.
a hard snowpack, you absolutely want to lower your tire pressure. Will give you more surface area.
Yeah. If you're on fresh snow that hasn't been packed,
Right.
you probably want skinny tire.
A little bit skinny. You want your normal tread pattern. You want
Right.
that flat tread pattern that can still compact, but it gives you enough traction to go forward.
Right.
Hard snowpack, you want wider. More ice, snow, slush, you obviously want wider tires as
Yeah.
well. Stay on top of it.
But like a fresh snow, nobody's gone out
You
in
wanna
it
let it
yet. A little
compact.
powdery, you want it to compact, and so you want to have it
Yep.
more pressure in your tire,
Yeah.
or the same pressure that you would
Yeah.
have.
And then
normal
also
driving.
another thing, sometimes chains aren't always the option. They sometimes just dig you in a bigger hole.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
think about that.
Well, we're lucky here that we don't have necessarily a lot of chain requirements.
Yeah.
But if you head way further northeast,
Mm-hmm.
Vermont, Massachusetts, that area, they do have, and definitely out west, Colorado,
Yeah.
they have those. So check with your local area to see when chains are needed. I haven't ever, knock on wood, had to need them,
No.
but
Maybe one day we can get stuck
maybe we can,
and
and
need some chains.
we'll do a video on that if we
Yeah.
ever do, for sure.
So.
That's cool. I'm kind of excited. I'm ready for it to snow. I'm ready for it to do stuff that 'cause
Maybe
it's
one
just
day.
it's just been lame this year.
It really has been. It's awful.
I prefer if it's
Little
going to
bit
be
of
cold.
snow.
I want to see some snow.
It's not even cold though. It's just like miserable.
Yeah, it's
like
like mid
35
30s. Yeah,
degrees.
mid 30s. Yep.
It's like be cold, fully cold.
Well, we did have a week that it was below.
It was brutal
it
for
was
a-
awful.
For 6 days, and then
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
I'm back to 60.
back
It was-
fall.
Yeah, it was crazy. All right. Well, if you have other things that you think would be a better way to winterize your Jeep or something that we missed, reach out to us on our social medias or send us an email at info@jeeplifepodcast.com. If you have an event that your club is hosting or want us to talk about, info@jeeplifepodcast.com. Where else can people find us?
You can head over to our Facebook, Jeep Life Podcast. We also have Instagram, Jeep Life Pod. We have a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Go out there right now. If you're listening to us,
Watch the next
just watch the next.
500 videos we have.
Yeah, do it all.
We don't
Watch
have
it all.
500, but we have a lot.
We do.
Wheeling, events, tech help, everything out on the trail. It's awesome. Head over to YouTube and search Jeep Life Podcast.
Yep.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us, Instagram, Facebook. We're not on Twitter, so don't bother there.
No, don't.
But if you would like to support us even more, head over to our Patreon website, search Jeep Life Podcast on Patreon, and you could support us for $3, $5, or $10.
Do you know there's another way that people can support us?
I think they could just send us money.
They could, but we have merchandise.
Holy
we
crap.
haven't talked about merchandise in a long time.
I know.
I'm wearing a T-shirt.
That is super faded.
This is like the first rev of any
Of
shirt
Rev
that we
1,
had.
of Rev
Yeah.
1, of Rev 1.
But get a T-shirt, get a hat, get an apron. I think we have aprons.
I love my apron. I wear it out in the garage all the time. It's not looking that good, but it works.
It works. But go to our. It's on our link tree.
Yep.
Just go do it.
linktr.ee/Jeep Life Podcast.
That's all we have for you tonight. We've got a full lineup for this season. I'm so excited about it. For Break It Billy and Jeep and Terry, here's a big Jeep wave to you, everybody. Have a good night. Yeah, merch. Get the merch.
All about the merch. All right. Have a good night, guys.
All right. See you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Peace.